What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with another video. And the 2024 Royal Rumble has come and gone, but fans are still reeling from the slew of surprise appearances that included returns and debuts. Join us now as we look at every surprise appearance, return and debut for the men's and women's Rumble match. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new website, Wrestlelamia.com. Number 1. Pat McAfee. Michael Cole greeted SmackDown's former color commentator back, and this was Pat's second consecutive appearance as a surprise guest at the Rumble. Michael Cole was in heaven as his friend was there to call the match. And Corey Graves, on the other hand, barely hid his disgust. If the WWE does go with a Corey Graves vs Pat McAfee match down the road, they've done a solid job foreshadowing the animosity lying just below the surface in Graves. As for his performance, McAfee was the same hyperactive fan gifted with a prized possession in the announce booth. Some fans find McAfee obnoxious at times, but you can't deny his love for the game, whether it's football or professional wrestling. Pat even received another chance to compete in the Rumble. However, once he entered the ring, the sight of Omos and Bru Breaker seemed to give him second thoughts. We don't blame him. Perhaps Pat remembered he's a father now and can't afford to be sidelined. Whatever his reasoning, Pat McAfee pulled a Drew Carey, eliminating himself from the Rumble. Number 2. Naomi. Not only did Naomi return, but Michael Cole mentioned her as TNA Knockouts champion. But the references didn't end there, as the announce team mentioned she competed in TNA as Trinity. The WWE also played up a rivalry with Jordynne Grace, with the two greeting each other with a hug before getting back to business at hand, winning the Rumble. Naomi had some great spots, but her Rumble performance was highlighted by her endurance as she entered at number 2 and lasted an impressive 1 hour and 2 minutes, outlasted only by the match's winner, Bayley. The WWE's women's roster is brimming with top stars at the main event level, and Naomi has her work cut out for her if she wants to become a women's world champion for the 3rd time. Whatever happens, she chose to return to the WWE and hopefully has confidence that a run under Triple H will prove more fruitful than a few final months in the WWE under Vince McMahon's tenure. Also, the crowd gave her a lovely welcome back. Number 3. Jordynne Grace. And the TNA Knockouts champion is put over by the announcers, who mentioned her rivalry with Naomi and how Grace defeated her for the Knockouts championship. Grace looked great, and while she didn't have any eliminations, it seemed like she was a threat to everyone around her. One of the best spots in the match was when Grace threw down with Bianca Belair, an interpromotional dream match that hopefully fans won't have to wait another year to see. Grace came up short after Belair KO'd her on the mat apron, eliminating her from the match. But Grace looked terrific and was treated like a peer rather than someone called in to fill an empty spot. The WWE should consider more crossovers with TNA for shows besides the Rumble. And did WWE open the forbidden door? Well, Fightful Select reports were told that the WWE contacted TNA this past weekend to inquire, and everything went through TNA. Grace, though, is still signed with TNA. Number 4. Jade Cargill. Was the WWE working its fans when it suggested AEW's phenomenal female wasn't quite ready for the WWE? It sure seems like it, judging from Cargill's performance in tonight's Rumble. Fans could have asked for a better debut. First, she looked amazing. She had the physique, beauty, and charisma that commands your attention. Of course, that will only get you so far, especially with today's fans who expect their wrestlers to know how to work. Cargill dispelled any doubts about this, and she looked dynamic in the ring, executing moves crisply and looked like a main eventer. Kudos to the WWE for giving her an opponent to make her a name off, Nia Jax. Yes, Nia Jax's monster push over the last few months has been painful to watch, as a plethora of talented stars have had to put her over. However, it may have been worth it all, as Cargill handedly dispatched Jax, going toe-to-toe with Jax in fisticuffs and matching, if not exceeding, Nia's power. The WWE also teased a Cargill vs Bianca Belair showdown, but wisely didn't go through with it, saving it for later, perhaps even Mania. Jade did more than eliminate Jax. She took out the fight to several main eventers, including Becky Lynch, Naomi, and Liv Morgan. Could fans ask for a better debut? Other than winning the Rumble, it's difficult to think of a better debut. Number 5. Tiffany Stratton. It was Tiff time as NXT's resident blonde bombshell and former NXT Women's Champion showed up, making a good outing despite only eliminating one opponent, her NXT rival Roxanne Perez, who made her second appearance in the Women's Rumble. Stratton is on the fast track to success on NXT, and while some fans feel she'll be rushed, her promo skills and fast learning curve suggest it may be time to add her to the main roster. If tonight's Rumble outing was any indication, Stratton is more than a big fish in a small pond. Number 6. Liv Morgan. Tonight's return was bittersweet. Many members of the WWE Universe are in love with Liv, which meant that they were thrilled to see her after a lengthy absence following her injury last summer. Unfortunately for Morgan, who entered at number 30, she ended up in the same spot as last year's Rumble, close but no cigar. Morgan was the runner-up again as Bayley eliminated her, and hopefully this wasn't the WWE doing some foreshadowing about how Morgan will fare in the next run, coming close but never winning the big one. Number 7, Andrade. Although there's been much speculation about Andrade returning to the WWE, his return still seemed like a surprise. Andrade put in a strong performance and quickly established Andrade's babyface credentials as he dismissed Santos Escobar's efforts to join forces. Could this lead to Andrade joining the LWO? Hopefully not, as there's already enough players involved in the LWO versus Legado del Fantasma feud. If the WWE is wise, they'll put him on Raw so he can re-establish himself as a single star rather than fading into the background of a faction. Number 8, Bru Breaker. Speaking of well done debuts, former NXT champion Bru Breaker looked nothing short of amazing with his Royal Rumble debut. Breaker more than held his own against some big names in the Rumble, dishing out the punishment and taking it from heavy hitters like Gunther and Bronson Reed. The two-time NXT champion eliminated Ivar, Omos, and Finn Balor. Unfortunately, the WWE's resident weasel Dominic Mysterio, who provided some comic relief as the heels and the babyfaces went after him, snuck up behind Big Bron and threw him over the top rope. If the WWE decides to book Breaker this well on Raw or SmackDown, he could shake things up, whether he works as a babyface or a heel. His strength is obvious from the way he threw around opponents in the Rumble, and his speed is something surprising for such a muscular man. Number 9, Omos. Has the WWE decided to reserve Omos for the Battle Royals? While the big man makes occasional house show appearances, his last TV appearance was at SummerSlam where he competed in the Slim Jim Battle Royal. Omos is one of those wrestlers who is too big to have lose too often, but who is also too big to have dominate in a singles division. Unfortunately, the WWE didn't put much thought into his appearance in the Rumble, and his only role seemed to be making Bru Breaker look like a beast. Ironically, it's believed Bru filled for the spot of the Beast Brock Lesnar. Omos would have done a better job making Breaker look good if he did more in the match before his elimination. Omos' performance wasn't his fault, but it's a bad sign for his future if the WWE can't figure out ways to use him on a regular basis. Omos' time as AJ Styles' tag team partner worked well, and perhaps it's time to put him back into a tag team. Number 10, CM Punk. Now, even though Punk has had 2 matches in the WWE since his return at Survivor Series last year, they shouldn't count as they were non-televised, and there were live event matches that happened in Madison Square Garden and LA. His return though at the Royal Rumble should be considered his first official match back in the WWE. Whilst he's put an impressive showing at number 27, he didn't ultimately win the match as he was dumped out by winner Cody Rhodes. Punk looked to be in impressive shape during the match as he's certainly been working on his appearance, but should he have won the Rumble? Let us know in the comments down below. And Sami Zayn. As Sami Zayn returned after his storyline injury at the hands of Drew McIntyre, and while Sami went after Drew, Zayn's Rumble appearance was far too brief other than eliminating Damian Priest. His only role was to have Drew McIntyre eliminate him. Zayn kinda deserved better, but the WWE didn't opt to give him much time. And plus, the crowd seemed a little bit deflated that he was a number 30 spot. Maybe they were looking for a bigger surprise for that spot. But there you have it, folks, all of the surprise return and debuts at the 2024 Royal Rumble. What was your favorite surprise? Let us know in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.